guys, it's Jen. This is another Jen is Zen episode of Reframing Me. In these short bits, I give you something to meditate on or journal about. Today, I'd like you to think about this. Can you be the change that you are waiting for? Change can and should begin with us. What if we stopped looking outside of ourselves for what we want and instead realized that we have the power within ourselves to create the change? It can be very easy sometimes to feel like life and the world, like it's all out of our control, like we're simply responding to things and left wishing they were different. Be the thermostat, not the thermometer. Remember that one? Yeah, it has been a minute since I've said that here, or really anywhere. But today's prompt definitely makes me realize that sometimes you do need to go back to basics. And for me, this is a basic intention. As those of you who have been here for a bit probably remember, because how could you not? I was kind of obnoxious saying it in like every episode for months. But my intention for the year, this year, was to be the thermostat, not the thermometer. So essentially, in every room, every relationship, every situation that I encounter, set the tone, set the vibration, set the temperature. Don't wait or react or respond to how others behave or think or feel or what they do. Be the thermostat, not the thermometer. I like to think that maybe I have acclimated that intention so much into my being that I don't need to remind myself quite as frequently as I did in the past. And yes, I will say that to some degree that is true. I do believe that I have been living with that intention. But I would be remiss if I led you to believe that I was totally there, because I am not. But I am much, much better than I believe I was 11 months ago. And that is why we do try to live with intention, to greet our days and our lives with intention. Because we can't choose the situations that we encounter along the way, but we can choose how we respond to them. And when we choose an intentional path, we have that strong foundation to fall back on. But that, of course, doesn't mean that we all don't benefit from a bit of a reminder, right? So today, as I read our prompt, can you be the change that you are waiting for? What if we stopped looking outside of ourselves for what we want? And recently feeling a bit helpless and faced with situations out of my control, I do remember that foundation that I set out with earlier this year. Now, I'm not going to lie, returning to that prompt does make me feel a bit anxious. Like, oh my God, that was 11 months ago, which means it's almost Thanksgiving. And I will soon have like 30 people descending on my house looking for food and entertainment and bedding and towels. And it's my favorite week of the whole year. So I am totally grateful they'll all be here. But I have not given 1 second of thought to the food or to the plan. Is the linen closet the slightest bit organized? And do I need to get some new pillows and more guest towels? And where will everyone sleep? And the house feels like a disaster at every given moment. But then it'll be December and I'll need to put decorations up and make Christmas plans. But everyone else, they do that back in September now. So I'm already 3 months behind. And then it's Christmas and New Year's. And oh my gosh, I guess I need a new intention. But how can I possibly top this one? And so you see, this is how my mind works as I spiral into the abyss. But for right now, in this moment, I am taking a breath. And I am working my way out of that spiral by going back to our prompt, because I do know that if I work myself into a chaotic panic, guess what my life becomes? A chaotic, panicky mess. That's just how things work. And I don't want a chaotic, panicky mess. So instead, I want to look at what I do want. I want to look at the world through the lens of control. What can I control? What can I change? Because change does begin within me. I know that I am the creator of my reality. And yes, I realized that for months now, I have been all serious Dr. Brubaker, playing public scholar and creating resources and being interviewed on news programs and being the expert source for news articles. But I think we all know that she is only one half of me. The other half is old woo-woo Jen, who wears crystals and creates vision boards and 100% believes that we have everything we need inside of us to create the reality that we want, to change the world by changing our world, who believes in the power of manifestation and the strength of our intuition and the law of resonance, like attracts like. And all of that, all of those things that woo-woo Jen believes, well, they all come together here, and they make me answer this prompt with a yes. Yes, I can be the change that I am waiting for, the change in myself, the change in my life, in my career, in my relationships, the change in the world that I want to see. In our last episode about post-election emotions in our teens, one of the suggestions that I made was to have them find ways to get involved. No, maybe they can't make the change that they want to see at a national level or in the world, but it starts with them. They can see the change in themselves and make the change in their worlds, and so can we. Whether it's manifesting the career or the home or the life that we want, or raising our vibration to attract the reality we desire, we have the power to create our reality. So be the frequency that you want to live in. Raise the energy of your soul. But it all begins with us. It all begins inside of us. And so you need to realize that you actually do have the power to do this. And that is the single most important aspect. You have the power to decide what you want and how you will feel, how you will greet your day and the events and the people in it. You cannot control what events are going to happen. You cannot control how others around you are going to behave. You cannot control if your boss takes credit for your idea, or if a coworker slacks off, or if your husband forgets to do what you asked him to do, or if your teens give you attitude, or if your car gets a flat tire, or if you spill coffee on your shirt. But you can control how you respond to these situations. We have the power to control our internal state. We have the power to wake up and have a great day. We have the power to be grateful for our lives. We have the power to feel joy. We have the power to create an environment of peace. We cannot control our surroundings, but we can control how we arrive in our surroundings and how we respond to them. When the world, or when our world, when things just aren't how we want them to be, when our relationships or our career or our lives or ourselves, when they aren't what we wish for, when you want change, can you be the change that you are waiting for? Because change can and always should begin with us. So what if we stop looking outside of ourselves for what we want? And instead, if we realize that we actually have the power to create the shifts that we want to see happen. Because we do. Everything we need is inside of us to be the change we want. What do you want to change? In yourself or in your life or in the world? How can you make that change begin inside of you? How can you change your actions and your reactions to embody that outcome that you want? How can you put out into this world, into the lives of the people around you, into the space that you occupy? How can you put out into this world what you want to see? Can you set the vibration, set the tone, set the temperature? Can you be the thermostat, not the thermometer? Instead of sitting back and waiting for change, know that change begins with you. You have everything you need within you. Thank you so much for listening today and always. If you've enjoyed the show, please share it with your friends. That's how we'll grow our community. You can find me at Reframing Me on socials everywhere. And until next time, be well and communicate.